One.
Ohio Valley Athletics. I'm your host, Jeff Stevens. We've got Zach Clem here. We're just better here at OV Athletics, and we're getting better. And we're getting better because of our local sponsor, Zach. Hey, Ohio Valley Nutrition. I know it's February, but it was 72 degrees out today. So when you get that 72 degrees, you go out, you want to do, maybe jog, exercise, walk the dog or something like that. But everybody wants to have that beach body. So you want some weight loss? Go to Ohio Valley Nutrition. Because they know what they're doing. They know what they're talking about. They're not just going to give you some fad thing and tell you go home and take this. They're going to give you everything you need. They're going to put you on that neat little scale they have over there. It's going to give you a nice report on all kind of your body mass index and the fat and water in your body. It does amazing things. And you just stand there on it, hold the handles, and in a couple minutes, you're done. They'll print a report out. They'll give it to you. But they go over everything with you. So weight loss, go there. Hey, you just want to be healthy. We're still in winter season and you want to stay healthy. You don't want to get these colds and the flus. They're going to give you some nutritional supplements over there to help you out, to stay away from those things, some multivitamins that are just good to take anyway. I think just about everybody's probably nutrition, vitamin, nutrients. You need them in your diet. So go there, talk to them at High Valley Nutrition. They'll take care of you. We're going to start this week a little something different. How about Article of the Week?
We're leading out strong here.
Wow.
There was a ton of awesome content on ovathletics.com this week. And honestly, in the last month, there's been a nonstop torrent of articles coming at you guys. I mean, just awesome stuff. People reaching out in the community, letting us know stuff's going on. People contributing for the site, beyond the three of us at the table here, but even some more contributing out in the community, just reaching out and letting us know where stuff's going on. I mean, OVAC stuff, and my favorite thing that we've done is our bio that we had this week.
The bio.
I read it today. I told Tom before we were on the air that I absolutely loved the article. It was great seeing this young man get featured, and I'll lead in with that.
Wow, the bio section. This is something we want to hit hard at High Valley. We want to know what athletes you want on our bios. And if you want to know what it's all about, go to ovathletics.com, Robert Shockey feature for the bio. It's excellent. It's an excellent read. You're going to learn all about this young man and the accomplishments that he has. You're talking records that he's getting close to J.R. House. If you're getting close to J.R. House in anything in records in West Virginia, these aren't West Virginia records. These are national records, okay? Then you're going to read about his wrestling. What a wrestling career he's out already. But luckily enough for us in the Ohio Valley, we get another year with him.
It's awesome.
He's only a junior. He's coming back. Go to ovathletics.com, read that Robert Shockey bio, and then say, hey, I would like this about somebody that I know in the Ohio Valley. I know a great athlete in the Ohio Valley that they would love to have a bio. Contact us here, on YouTube, on Facebook.
Anywhere.
Get a hold of us. We're going to do as many bios as we can, but we need names.
Yeah, get on the forums. Let us know. I mean, the forums are super active. Get on there. Let us know. Hey, this kid is a 3-sport athlete. Hey, this kid's an academic All-American. Any of that sort of stuff that you guys have available, let us know. We'd love to feature these people.
We have some great athletes. I've been contacted, and they said, do you know this kid's doing this? Do you know this kid's doing this? I said, I didn't, but I do now. So even some updates, and I didn't put this in here, some updates from our friends at Valkyrie Wrestling. They had the girls' high school, which we'll talk about. Then they had the youth state tournament, and our Valkyrie girls, they did so well. Thanks to Coach Ward. He texted me and said, "Hey, this is just going on. Just wanted to let you know. Hey, it's a great thing." Chris put on a great tournament up there for the Valkyrie girls, and they're rocking and rolling with that girls wrestling. It's becoming huge in the state of West Virginia, across the country.
They've got a bunch.
Yeah, a bunch.
Yeah.
Go to ovathletics.com also to check out West Liberty Acrobatics and Tumbling Team. Hey, we're getting involved a little bit of local high school, local colleges too.
I was shocked when Tom brought it up. Normally when I think tumbler, I think what he's mixing his tequila in when he's on a beach somewhere. But this time, it was all about acrobatics at West Liberty.
Zach, I know better. There's no mixing going on.
He might put it on some ice, maybe.
So I don't know. Go to ovathletics.com and say, hit us up on the forum and say, why didn't you pick this one for our article of the week? This was my favorite. Why didn't you pick this one? This was my favorite. I know we have robotics and archery and basketball and wrestling. Anything you could imagine, we're covering it on ovathletics.com. It keeps us busy. But we want you to know the information that's going on. We want to know about the other kids in the Ohio Valley.
I know Jeff was talking before the stream about how there were people that were just so excited that we were covering archery, that we were covering robotics, we were covering all this extra stuff that hasn't been covered. If there's something that isn't being covered, tell us. We want to hear about it. We want to come out and cover this stuff, whether it's here on the STREAMcast, whether it's by an article, whether it's on the forums. We want to cover what you guys want to hear about in the Valley athletically.
I think I talked to somebody a half hour about OVAC bowling today.
That's awesome.
At a basketball game. So let's get into some action, Zach. How about some wrestling action?
Wrestling action. There we go.
Girls wrestling action at the state level in Parkersburg. Okay, so the state tournament in Parkersburg. How about we'll go north a little bit.
Okay.
And we'll get Brooks Audrey Moore, finished first place. She got a pin in the championship.
That's awesome.
Okay, so she got a pin in the championship. Great job out to Audrey. So some other local wrestlers. We have Sophie Diaz had third at 165, also from Brook. Ember Giglio got fifth at 138, also from Brook. Royer Amos, Payton City, finished third in the 235 weight class. And Caitlin Lewis from Lindsley finished fifth at 114. And I believe she's the one that Chris was telling me about. She goes, I think she's a Valkyrie wrestler. And he said, watch out for her because the youth finished up before the high school. And he said, hey, watch out for this girl we had at Lindsley.
We talked about her at one of the articles that we had. We had a little bit of research where there was I want to say a triangular at Lindsley. I believe we talked about them because it was senior night, and Caitlin Lewis was one of the wrestlers that got a pin, and we talked about Caitlin because of our connection with Coach Ward and the Valkyries there, I believe.
Definitely. Great job out to those young ladies.
It's awesome to see this really starting to branch out a little bit. I know wrestling in particular because of what the nature of wrestling when you watch it. I know in middle school you always have those boys like, oh, I gotta wrestle a girl.
Yeah.
But like seeing that it's coming to becoming such prominence, especially with the great work that the Valkyries and other of those girls wrestling clubs all around the state are doing. It's really awesome seeing them sort of taking hold and getting to the mat.
Yeah, and a state tournament. I mean, you're big.
So
when you get a state tournament,
cool.
you know you have a lot more kids involved other than just one or two teams. You have a lot of teams and a lot of kids involved. Yeah. More kids involved in athletics, and sometimes it's not always about the sport, Zach. It's just being part of a team. Yeah. Giving a kid to be a part of a team, part of something that they really appreciate and they work for. How about on the boys' side? We'll stick with wrestling.
Okay.
Hey, Barnesville, the old Shamrocks. It seems like we circle back to Barnesville all the time. Not a bad place to be, I think, Zach. If you circle back to Barnesville on the end of your trip, you're probably having a good day.
Listen, when you guys first went out to Barnesville, you were circling around looking to where you were supposed to go.
Yeah, well, walking through somebody's yard.
And now you go out there, they're like, hey, it's Jeff and Tom.
Yeah. You parked in my backyard. Yeah, that was us.
You guys are like Norm out there now.
Yeah. Oh, hey. The Division III Ohio High School Wrestling Coaches Association state duels happened on Saturday at Versailles High School. Barnesville did really well, placing third. They advanced to the semifinals. They got a 45-23 victory over the hosting Versailles in the quarterfinals. They fell to Rootstown real close, 39-33.
Oh, that is tight.
And then they defeated Legacy Christian in the consolation final, 37-28. A great showing for Barnesville. Some Shamrocks were able to finish 3-0 on the day. You had OVAC champion Jonathan Huntsman won all three matches. Another OVAC champion, Reese Stephen, at 150, and Blake Kirk at 285. I can remember those at the OVAC. I think I got to see a couple of them wrestle. Tom was at that event. I was at the bowling. But I can remember, I believe, Jonathan Huntsman. I think I saw Reese Stephen wrestle as well.
And I'm not surprised seeing these guys' names that they were able to go 3-0 because we've talked about a lot how big that OVAC tournament is and what a meat grinder that can be with how much wrestling goes on that weekend. So if you can win a tournament that's as grueling as that, I mean, I'm not discounting the competition that they're getting at the Coaches Association state duels, but
state duel tournament, that's pretty neat.
I mean, state duel, it's pretty cool, but it's one of those things that the competition that you get at the OVAC is again such a meat grinder. That seeing that those guys are OVAC champions, I'm not surprised at all that they went 3-0.
How about Martins Ferry? They come in as the 8th seed in the tournament, and they finished 8th, so right where you're supposed to. They fell to Archibald, the eventual champion, 57-15, and Liberty Center, 35-30, and Perry, 48-27. But, 8th place finish. One Purple Rider went undefeated. That's Shaden Fogel at 150. He got 2 decisions and a pin. Great job out.
And Shaden Fogel's name's come up a couple times when we've been talking about wrestling. Yeah. He's a pretty good season so far.
Yeah, definitely. How about moving on to the West Virginia side? Hey, we had Tyler Consolidated finish second at the 59th Little Kanawha Conference Championships. Scored 146 and a half points there. A great finish for Tyler. When you have a tournament almost 60 years, It's not like
cool.
you have 3 or 4 teams show up for this thing.
No, yeah,
no,
cool.
you have all kind of teams show up. How about some Titleist juniors? Caden Humphrey at 113, Sean Winfrey at 175, and then Colson Sprague at 120, and Branson Winfrey at 144. Both got second place.
Awesome.
Great job again. Winding the season down, getting that state tournament. It's nice to get into these championships. To get you ready for that state tournament load. Right. Definitely.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Hey, this weekend, Zach, some basketball action. We had OVACs. Go to ovathletics.com. Check out the OVAC action. Tom and I were over there, and I got to go to the girls' tournament the week before. Great day. Then Tom went with me to the boys, and I told him going in, I said, this gym's really nice. And so we walk into Harrison Central, and he goes, okay, it's really nice.
Yeah.
But he said, you didn't tell me it was one of the best in the valley, if not the best in the valley, to hold this thing. I said, I tried to. I said, I tried to tell you. Harrison Central, again, hats off to them. What a great host school. I don't know. It just feels, when you walk in, it just feels like it should be there.
Right.
I don't know how to describe it. It just feels like you're in where the OVAC championship should be, whether it's the side bleachers with the bleacher under the basket, with a video board that they have, just the new gym, the windows up above that let that natural light in. It was a really nice day out. They had great crowds for the game. We talked to so many people over there. Just something to mention real quick. The OVAC had a tent up over there, and they're trying to recruit officials. So, if you're interested in making a little extra money, and even more than making money, maybe giving something back to the community a little bit. Getting into refereeing some basketball, some baseball, softball, football, whatever it is, sports that you like.
I was going to say, I know there's no sport that can't use a couple more officials right now.
Definitely. But that's my little tangent on OVAC basketball. Go to ovathletics.com, check out the article. We were there for all the games. Just a great weekend of basketball.
I wasn't able to go to those games. Obviously, I have an 18-month-old, so I'm spending most of my time chasing him around. But I felt like I was able to be there based on your guys' updates, which if you haven't checked out when we're on Facebook, when they're at events, Jeff and Tom do a fantastic job of trying to update through the day. It's not always just Tom updating him on what Justin Bieber song he's listening to at OVAC cheering. A lot of times it's score updates, it's event updates. There's a lot of really good stuff there on the Facebook page in particular. So when events are going on, be sure to check out. Friday, Saturday night, it seems like you guys have updates almost every week on something that's going on.
And every once in a while, we get a question.
Yeah.
We'll try to answer your questions, too. We're at the event. Somebody wants to know something about the event, and so we can pass on that information. So check us out on Facebook and follow us, and you'll get updates, information for all your OV athletic
and when people ask a question on those events, if we don't know, we'll find out. Tom and Jeff never have a problem talking to people. Anybody that knows Jeff knows he'll talk to anybody about anything, anytime.
Oh, yeah.
So if he doesn't know, he'll find out. He'll go ask anybody and their mother to find out.
Definitely.
But it was really awesome seeing you guys' coverage there. You guys did a great job.
And then, so now we have the OVAC, and then usually teams get a game in, maybe 2 games in before their state tournament starts. So a really good game between Union Local and Harrison Central. Union Local got the victory over Harrison Central, the Huskies, 64-52. Great game for DJ Butts for Union Local. Scored 31. 8 in the first quarter, which, starts you off a little bit, but 31 in the game. That's a great game for DJ Butts.
That's great. That's great enough scoring for me to say that wasn't that your DJ name in college, but I was going to skip over it, but I'm not going to now.
We had other leading scorers for River Junior. Alex Moore scored 12, to kind of help Harrison Central in the victory. Jace Madsia from Harrison had 16 to lead his team. Another, really good basketball player there. Junior guard Hayden Cassidy finished with 15. This one you're going to like, Mikel Quito. 6 points, not a lot of buckets, but 11 rebounds for the Harrison Central Huskies.
Let's go.
So when you get to double-digit rebounds, you're Zach's guy. I'm telling you that right now.
Seriously. I need to come up with some sort of award to give out to people that are getting the most boards in the. I'll come up with something. Yeah. There's got to be a good goofy award. Maybe I'll 3D print something and spray paint it. We'll give it to people.
Yeah, Zach loves the rebounders. Wheeling Park, fell in the semifinals in the OVAC. They got back on the winning track, 78-49 over Preston. They traveled down to Preston. It's a heck of a trip. We always talk about road trips.
It's a trip. Goodness gracious.
We always talk about those road trips, and Coach Jebbia had the team ready. They were able to get a big victory. Cole Wilkinson was able to score 21. Aiden Davis added 14. Brett Phillips 13. Michael Davis 11. The 4 double-digit scores, Zach. You're going to win basketball games.
if ever there was a get right game that they needed, this is one of those. They needed to have that palate cleanser. They needed to get that refreshed and get moving back on that path before the state tournament.
Definitely.
Obviously, that's pretty decent when you're getting that many people with double-digit scoring.
How about this one, Zach? Steubenville 60, Martins Ferry 55. And I know Tom has gotten to see Martins Ferry play a couple times. He saw him play Belair last week, and then we saw him at the OVACs this week.
They've played pretty tough consistently this year.
They've played pretty well. Steubenville's just under 500 this year.
Wow.
So, that tells you what kind of game it was. Keith Lewis led Steubenville with 20 points. Phaeton Hill, we talked about him all football season. He had 18. Cole Bowers had 11. So even scoring across the board for the Big Red there. The Purple Riders came in 30 points from Alex Reese, just a sophomore. Denali Jackson chipped in 10. But that 30-point game by Alex Reese, the Purple Riders fall to 17-3. But maybe a get-ready game for the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, he tried to put the team on his back with 30 points. I mean, when you see anybody score that many points, they're trying to will your team to victory. And when you see that, I'm not saying that Denali Jackson was the next. I would assume he was the next best
next
scorer.
leading scorer. Yeah.
So I mean, when you have somebody doing 30 and then it drops down to 10.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously not that Alex Reese was carrying the whole team, but he tried to will them to victory, and it looks like he needed a little bit of support from that cast.
A little bit more, but I'm saying watch out for Martins Ferry in the playoffs. I think they're going to do pretty well.
I think they could be very feisty. I mean, they're one of those teams that definitely could sort of sneak in.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Hey, how about the next one? Brook and Indian Creek. Always a great matchup. Brook squeaked out the victory, 43-40 over the Redskins. The Topher brothers came up big for Brook. Leighton had 12. Peyton had 9. They're pretty good basketball players. I remember seeing them play at Warwood.
The Aitons had 21.
Yeah, they were able to pull out the victory. Help pull out the victory for the Bruins. Indian Creek, Logan Schaefer added 10. But another great game in the Valley. Another one I wanted to mention, New Cumberstown 54, Bellsville 49, and we talk about the Blue Devils. Remember what we said about the Blue Devils earlier? They have a co-ed team. Leading the way this game was sophomore Kaylee Hagan, had 15 for the Blue Devils.
That's awesome.
Just great, seeing this team perform. They weren't able to quite get the victory, but just to see them perform so well. Chance Allen added 12 for the Blue Devils, but what a game, and I know it's tough, and that co-ed team, just the way they've come together this year, just to play a basketball season, and just looking at those kids and knowing they didn't leave. Those girls did not leave. They said, we'll play on the boys' team. I think
it's awesome.
And I just think it's great. That's a great story. I don't know why it's not getting more national attention.
I mean, it's awesome.
I think it's just a great story.
I think it's time for us to start pumping them up a little bit. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, we'll have to. I just think it's a great story overall. How about the next one, Zach? Wheeling Central 95-46 over Clarksburg Notre Dame. Now, I know we talk about the 3-ball, shooting the bombs. 18-24 for Central on the night, shooting the threes. 18-24. My math tells me that's about 70%, and I'm pretty good at math.
If I shot on a little Tykes hoop, I'm not sure I could go 18 for 24.
I don't know if you do layups 18 for 24. Hey,
I couldn't do layups 18 for 24.
Wow. Look at some of these. Quentin Berlensky had 4 threes, game high 22 points. Troy Anthony had 3 threes, finished with 17 points. Eli Dean had 12. He had 2 bonus goals there, 2 bonus bombs. Sophomore Dom Gianginelli came off the bench.
I'm happy you went after that one.
He had 2 shots. I think I've heard that one before. Okay, I don't know if he had brothers or something that
I was going to say, I saw that name. I saw the squiggly line under our Word document. I was like, Jeff can take that one.
Yeah, he ended up 12 points. I'm not going to say it again. Tyler Dean hit 3 3-pointers for 9. Jeremy Ratcliffe had 8 with 2 3-pointers. Braxton Billick had 8 with 2 3-pointers.
I
think I had 2 3-pointers in the game, Zach, and I didn't play.
I was going to say, I think the Water Boy might have had 3-pointers.
Yeah, definitely.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, great basketball action in the area. It's coming up, Zach. Playoff time is coming up. Ohio, West Virginia. Playoff action is going to be coming your way. It's going to be great to follow on ovathletics.com, all those sectional games and regional games. And then, coming up, Zach, just a couple weeks, track practice is going to start. Baseball, softball is going to start in the
I was
area.
going to say, I think middle school basketball or baseball started today.
I think baseball even had a scrimmage. I think this.
I think they may
had a
yeah.
scrimmage. So our baseball team
Baseball's
had a scrimmage in. Track's going to be later on
They're
this
starting
month.
to get into the swing of things.
Yeah, they're going to hit the ground running at track. I know that. Hey, we're going to take a break here at OVAthletics.com just to remind you some of our local sponsors that we'd like to thank. OVN, great sponsor that we have. How about the Marshall County Soccer Club?
Oh, that's awesome.
35th year for the Marshall County Soccer Club.
That's awesome.
So hey, if you're looking for your kids to get into play some soccer, go to Marshall County Soccer website, sign up, play some soccer. Swan Sports Shop, thanks again. Another great local sponsor that we have. Brad's going to come through. He's going to get some gear for us. See for yourself. You want to go see a vacation right now, get out of the little winter, even though we had a nice day today. Hey, go see them. Plan a vacation with them. They're going to treat you well.
Listen, we're in the false winter. You know how the Valley really has like 11 seasons. That's not really 4 seasons. We're in the false spring right now. Don't fall for the spring. Once winter comes back, get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here and go see for yourself.
Get some sun for yourself. So we'll be right back here at OV Athletics STREAMcast. Ohio Valley Athletics STREAMcast back with you. Jeff and Zach here. Going to do some polls for you, some Ohio and West Virginia basketball polls. We're going to look at the Ohio boys first. As we look through, we have Division II. We have Zanesville coming in at number 8 at 20-1 in Division II. And just a little mention in this Division II, not that they're here, but I know Dover's coach, the Crimson Tornado, after the OVAC championship, he just mentioned something about winning that championship means so much, and he said because we are in Division II in Ohio, they're a really good basketball team, but as you'll see some of these like Columbus Bishop Ready and Chaminade, I mean, they're in a different world. Even at Zanesville, good basketball there, but good job. They're number 8.
When you look at the teams, you've got Columbus, you've got Cincinnati, you've got Sandusky, you've got Toledo, you've got Youngstown, Ursuline. I mean, you got these huge cities.
How about Carrollton coming in at 10th?
Yeah, I mean, you've got some big metropolitan areas there that are drawing for these teams. And I mean, when you see teams that are 20-0 in Columbus, teams that are 18-2 in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I mean, Sandusky, there's a bunch of schools in the Sandusky area, and they go up and they'll even dip up into Michigan and play up that way too. They'll go up by Toledo Central Catholic and those other teams up there and dip into Michigan and play a little bit too.
Yeah.
I mean, just wild. I mean, there's some strong teams up there.
Yeah, but that's what we have for Ohio.
I just want to give you a shout out.
Division II. I'll give my shout out to Kurt. The Malvern Hornets in Division III at 20-1, ranked 6th in the AP poll this week. Hey, great job to Malvern and Hornets. Kurt, I know you're watching them, and I know you're watching us too. Getting to the girls' side, nobody Division I, nobody Division II. Division III, we have Union Local, the Jets. We've got to see them play a couple times. Saw them play a tough game against Wheeling Park. Saw them play at the OVACs. They come in at number 3 at 21-1.
It's impressive.
Looking to get back to that Final Four. And if you go to ovathletics.com, did a great editorial on Coach Tolza and the Union Local Jets. And I asked him about their goals for the season. He said, that Final Four, that wasn't a goal they put on their plate. They just want to do the section region and then redo their goals after that, because he said it's so tough in the state of Ohio, to even get that far. So good luck to them, and let's see them in the Final Four in the final game and bring home a state title to Morristown.
That'd be so awesome.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be really awesome.
How about moving down to Division 4? The River Pilots, pushing their way into number 8. They're just rolling on the river there. At 20-2, piloting their way into the playoffs. So, hey, make a run there. River played really well over at the OVACs, and I know they're looking to make a run there in Division 4.
Do you think the River fans groan as much as Tom does when we say rolling on the river all the time?
I think they love it. I haven't heard a complaint.
I haven't heard a complaint yet. Yeah, so, other than people at this table that I consistently throw shade at. Okay. Yeah. Jumping across the river.
Across the river. Let's do some girls first, Zach. The West Virginia girls, number 1 with 7 first-place votes. The Wheeling Park Patriots stand at 20-2. I've gotten to see them play many times this year.
And for a quick refresher for our viewers, what were those 2 losses again? It was
University and Morgantown. So they lost the University regular season. They avenged that loss. They beat Morgantown twice regular season. Lost to them in the OVAC title game. I was there. Check out ovathletics.com. You want to find out more about that game. So you drop down just 1 place at number 2. There's Morgantown, who just beat Wheeling Park. They did not get a first-place vote, which I kind of find odd. You beat the top team in the state. You don't even get a first-place vote.
Yeah, that's odd.
But they finished second with no first-place votes. Another really good basketball team. Really well coached.
Do you think that 4 in the L column is detracting them from the one that got 2 first-place votes below them?
Possibly that 4 in the loss column, but boy, I mean, 2 of those come from the number 1 team.
Right.
So you had 2 losses to the number 1 team in the state. Spring Valley comes Spring Mills. Go a little further down, University at number 6. They're 13-7, but they still have that win over Wheeling Park, kind of hang their hat on. They're really young down there at University High School, looking to get better. I think they might make a little run in the tournament, but they have tough to get out of that region with Park and Morgantown and University. Tough to get out of there. And then at 10th, Parkersburg South at 10-10. 500 basketball team, but still to get that much respect tells you a little something about that program.
Yeah, when you make it into that top 10 and you're getting those votes, I mean, there are always those teams come tournament time. There's always that one that maybe gets the upset. I mean, if we're going up against the likes of Park or Morgantown, I think it would be a hard sled for Parkersburg South. But I mean, it happens all the time. I mean, we've seen it happen multiple times this season.
Winning programs win basketball games. Parkersburg South's a winning basketball program.
They absolutely are.
Hey, John Marshall gets a couple votes too. Wow, look at that. Wheeling Park, Morgantown University, John Marshall. That region's just going to be unbelievable to watch.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Definitely. Dropping down to Class 3. Nobody in the area, East Fairmont. I know we like to give a little shout out to East Fairmont. Even North Marion.
North Marion's still up at 1.
North Marion's 20-1, 6 first place votes. Great job to the Huskies there. And then East Fairmont 20-2. They come in third. They're in AAA. Kind of some schools a little bit out of our area, but still like to mention them a little bit. Yeah. Moving to Class AA. Hey, there we are. Wheeling Central at 5th. They're at 16-5. St. Mary's just below them at 14-7. Kind of having a holy war for that 5th and 6th place there, even though St. Mary's is not a Catholic school.
No, they're not.
St. Mary.
No, they're not.
Yeah. Charleston Catholic is there at 7th, right there with them. And then, rounding out the top 10, Parkersburg Catholic. So 11-7 at 10th there. Dropping down to Class A. Number 1, the repeat OVAC champions, Cameron Dragons, all 10 first place votes. They're 15-6. Coach Pettit a great season. I mean, they're playing Parkersburg and Lindsley and Morgantown. Those are the games they can get on the schedule. Union Local, these are the games they can get on the schedule, and still at 15-6. Yeah. And come playoff time, those games are going to help them so much.
Those 6 losses are going to all be to teams that are way bigger than they are.
Yes.
Way bigger.
Way bigger.
Way bigger.
So
you're playing the best. And obviously it shows when they came down to the OVAC and were playing people at their pecking order.
Yeah. They knew to take care of business.
Yeah,
How about dropping down a little bit? Doddridge at 2. I know we talk about the Doddridge Bulldogs a little bit, but they're 16-4, looking to make a playoff run. I mentioned Tucker. I don't know why I mentioned Tucker. Maybe I just like the trip to Tucker County.
Maybe.
It was a great trip to Tucker County, I guess. Long trip, but I enjoyed myself. But that rounds out our girls basketball polls. Now switching over to the boys West Virginia polls. Number 1, Class Quad A, Morgantown.
There they are. The
OVAC runner-up. So Morgantown's lost 2 games this year, neither to in-state teams. They have all 10 first-place votes. They're
that's pretty dominant. When you ever see a team get all 10 first place votes, it pretty much tells you exactly how everybody feels about it.
They got a guard out, but I think he's going to be back for the playoffs. So that's something to watch out for. Coming right underneath Morgantown is Parkersburg South at 13-5. Another at 13-5 when you're number 2. That just shows you the respect that they have for the schedule that they play and that basketball program.
Right.
Just doing a great job there at Parkersburg South. Go all the way to the 10th spot. We have a tie
for 10
between Bridgeport and the Wheeling Park Patriots at 11-7. So again, battling right there. And these are media polls. People like to look at these and say, where do you rank going into the playoffs? So again, Wheeling Park looking to make it back down to Charleston again.
Again, the media polls are what they are. It's going to come down to the state tournament. It's going to come into what team has momentum. There's also that little bit of element of who gets hot at the right time. We talk about it. I talk about it when I talk about hockey all the time. But when you face a hot goalie, it happens in the playoffs where you're going to play somebody that's tough. If one of those teams shooters gets hot during those games, you could see a team go on a pretty long run in that state tournament.
Yeah. How about dropping down to the AAAs, Zach? Shady Spring, I mentioned them just because they have all 10 first place votes. So we have
another one
the Quad A all 10, the AAA all 10. Fairmont Senior, the Polar Bears, there at 16-1. They're at 2. Always a team to be reckoned with in the state tournament. Drop down a couple more rankings. You have East Fairmont at 15-2, so they're right there with Fairmont Senior.
The AAA field's nice.
The AAA field's going to be great. I can't wait to go down there. How about look at 10, Zach?
That Weir
is right there at 14-7. Good job to them over at the OVACs. They played a nice game the other day. Dropping down to 2A. Not a lot of schools locally here. We look further down the rankings.
Closest adjacent would be like Williamstown, wouldn't it? Williamstown got 9 of those votes at 18-0.
Now listen, 9 out of 10. So we have 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10.
First one that
look down
unanimous.
There. We have St. Mary's at 8.
Yeah.
Wheeling Central at 9. So Wheeling Central at 9 and 10. But they're playing really well. They had 18 threes in that game. If you had 18 threes in a game, you're going to be in a lot of games.
I know how I am, during football season, my sweeping declaration and everything. Yeah. But I think they've played a pretty tough schedule.
They've played a really tough schedule.
And they're young.
I think they're going to be playoff ready. That's a team to look out for. They'll make it down to Charleston and maybe make a little bit of run there.
They're young. I know they had a little bit of an injury bug that bit them at one point of the year too. I think they're one of those teams that once they're in once you're in the dance can happen.
Yeah, and as I look at the rankings, there's not a lot of teams in their region or section that are there. It's going to maybe give them much.
They're going to nip at their heels at all. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Dropping down to Class A. As we look, Clay Battelle is at 5. They're at 13-6. Cameron drops to 7. At 10 and 9, you have Weird Madonna there at 8, at 12 and 8. We got to see that matchup between those two at the OVAC. Weird Madonna and Cameron played. We got to watch that game this weekend. Congratulations to Weird Madonna winning the championship over there over Cameron.
I think that's why we saw Madonna jump up. I don't think Madonna was in the top 10 last week.
No, they were not ranked last week.
I think they were on the others receiving votes segment. They weren't that top 10, but they jumped up a little bit there because that win against Cameron's big for them.
Yeah, definitely. And how about Doddridge? Again, their girls team's ranked up there high, and then their boys team gets a couple votes.
So we just looked at this in the AP, right? So Class A, you got James Monroe that got all 10 votes.
Yes.
And then Double A, we only had 9 votes, right?
9 out of the 10
but
for
then
Winston.
Triple A was all 10.
Triple
and
A
Quad
Shady
A was
Spring,
all 10.
and Quad A was all 10. So
that's remarkable. So
a lot of pressure on them, I think, going into the tournament, maybe. See what happens.
A lot of pressure, but that's kind of crazy. I feel like that's really unheard of that you have 3 of the 4 classes in the state are all unanimous 10s right now.
But I can tell you this, Zach. If you're looking for some great action, sections and regions, they get crazy a little bit in West Virginia with upsets and everything. It seems like girls and boys every year, that's where the upsets happen.
Right.
It is in those section and region. You might get a team that's 16-2, 17-2, 18-2, and they're playing a team that's 6-14 or something, or 6-16, and you get that upset. So, section and region action is going to be great to watch out for. As you're watching your weight a little bit, Zach.
Oh, that's a nice transition.
You may want to go to High Valley Nutrition. They got a bunch of weight loss stuff. I was talking to Jeff just the other week, and he said, hey, we got a lot of weight loss stuff. Summer's coming up quicker than you think. People are going to want those beach bodies. They're going to want to look good in the summer. They're going to be out jogging at the swimming pool. You want to look good. Go to High Valley Nutrition. And again, they're not just going to push stuff on you and say, take this and you're going to lose weight. That's not what they're going to tell you. They're going to say, take this and you're going to have to do this, and you're going to have to do this. You're going to have to work a little bit too. They're not the type of place you're going to go to and just take this and then you're going to lose weight. They're going to work with you. They're going to sit down. They're going to talk to you. They're going to say, what are your goals? What do you want to do? And they're going to say, you don't only need weight loss. How about a multivitamin? You need that in your diet too. So go see the people at High Valley Nutrition. See them in St. Clairsville. See them at Steubenville. Even go online and check out the stuff they have. Great weight loss stuff. Great nutritional supplements. Great multivitamins. Go check them out. They're still doing, Tom told me, the 20% off, I believe. So if you go over, mention OV Athletics, I don't know what they're going to tell you, but we had somebody go over there just the other day and they still gave them 20% off, so you might still get that discount.
Worst they can say is no.
Yeah, that's all they can say, but at least they know you're there for OV Athletics.
Don't say no to our sponsors, though. So get out there, still support them. They're awesome. They're helping out our team. They're letting us recognize kids like we recognized Robert Chucky at the beginning.
Some of the announcements that we're going to have for some sponsors coming up, you're going to want to get on board because we're running out of stuff to sponsor. So get on board now. Get on the message boards. Tell us, hey, my business would love to sponsor you guys. Message us on the YouTube videos. Tag us. Do everything and just get a hold of us. Get in touch with us and just say, hey, we want to be part of the Ohio Valley. We want to be part of the Ohio Valley. We want to help the kids of the Ohio Valley. And that's what these sponsors are doing, whether it's Swan Sports Shops, whether it's See For Yourself, whether it's Marshall County Soccer Club, all these organizations, High Valley Nutrition, they're helping the kids of the Valley. That's what they're doing. When you're a sponsor with us, you're helping all the kids of the High Valley.
And you can't go wrong.
No,
you really can't
go wrong.
Remember, be sure to like and subscribe here. Hit the little bell to turn on notifications when we go live, post videos, because we're not just going to be doing just live Streamcast. We're looking to do some more content. We're looking to sort of up our engagement here with YouTube Shorts and other stuff that we've got coming up. So be on the lookout for that. I know that stuff's in the works. Going to be rolling down there. Follow us on Facebook for all of that. Most of our updating is fantastic through Facebook. You really can't go wrong with it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys
Thanks
so much
for watching. See you next week.